Welcome back, everybody, to Rimworld. Just loaded in here. Apparently, we have finished the modern bathroom fixtures research. So you can tell today it's going to start off with a bang. So, with regards to the poll that I put up yesterday then, it's currently sitting at about 900 votes. To be honest, it's exactly where I expected it to be. A lot of people didn't really like this particular mod pack. I've got a couple of reasons for doing this mod pack that I haven't really talked about too much. A, I'm in the middle of moving house right now, so I haven't really got time to be doing, you know, the fancy animated intros, the usual stuff that we did for the Alvin Exile series or the Robot series or anything like that. This was just supposed to be a fun little look at some other weird little mods, and I didn't really expect it to go on for too long either, but I still think this series is probably not going to last forever. Bearing in mind, the OP mods in the center are very much going to speed it up. But secondly, I figured a meme series is kind of needed, given everything, given that the world's quite literally on fire right now. I figured some derpy, moronic series about some shitty little anime princesses getting the plague would be exactly what we needed. So, those are the reasons behind it anyway. But the regular sort of scheduled, more serious Rimworld content, I did talk about this very briefly. Rimworld's definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. I've got definitely another series planned for it. And obviously series normally run about a month, if not more. So next series is going to be a bit more serious, very similar to, no, I wouldn't say very similar to any other series, because I think it's a fairly unique one, but it's going to have a bit, a challenge aspect to it, not ridiculously over the top like some of them we've done, but I want to make it a bit more of a serious one. Perhaps, probably the closest one is the robot assimilation one. It's going to be, I'd call it assimilation, we didn't really do much of that in the end, did we? But the one where we're playing as the robots, it's going to be probably somewhat similar to that out of all the series, but even then it's not entirely the same. This one, again, is just a fun little extra thing to check out briefly while I'm in the middle of dealing with a load of difficult shit IRL, for example, finding somewhere to live amid a world pandemic. Anyway, we've got toilets though, so on the plus side, we've got toilets. We no longer have to be cleaning out latrines every 30 seconds. Let's get those down immediately then, because that will genuinely save a lot of time and effort, and obviously they'll be a lot happier to not have, quite literally, a hole in the floor that they shit into. My waifu has a better toilet than yours. Okay, we'll get the horn on that immediately. Is it alright? What's wrong with... Is this still... Oh my god, really? Donkey like the... Oh, right, from the Manhunter pack. Now, one thing I wanted to say... What the fuck is a beta humanoid? We'll worry about that in a second. One thing I wanted to say, oh god, we got Mortar Launcher, was that the storytellers we were playing on before, I didn't really vocalize it particularly well, but they are bugged, as I confirmed yesterday, but they are not working with the other mods that we've got enabled. Bear in mind, we had 6 of those Alpha Poly Armor for a total of, what, like 1.3 million wealth overall. Quite clearly, we do not have 1.3 million wealth currently. In fact, we haven't even broken 100k yet. So, something's very, very wrong with that storyteller. But now we moved on to this one. It should be a much more stable, balanced, and decently fair experience. Still should provide a little bit of challenge. For example, a friggin' auto mortar, when we've only just invented toilets. Please, sir. Please, we've only just stopped shitting in holes in the floor, and you send auto mortars and whatever the hell a beta humanoid is. Oh my god. Well, that seems fine. Final value, not a number. That's concerning, because that means it could be extremely high. It seems to just variate. I wonder if the weapon has a randomized... I don't know how they would do that without being laggy as all fuck. Like a randomized melee stat? No, it definitely does not. Maybe it's where it's asleep. I imagine that might be fucking with it. Maybe perhaps where this mechanoid is supposed to be added through some other things and then is been included in the cluster. Maybe the mod's not updated for that or something weird. Anyway, we want to take out this auto mortar, preferably right now. You know what? I'll give my people a couple of days to rest up because it's not going to activate for... Yeah, initiates in 8.6 days. We'll let our guys get a bit more sleep first, but as soon as we can, we need to deal with this shit. Luckily, the pikemen aren't obviously difficult to deal with. Also, charge turret, what's the range on that? Generous enough that we don't have to worry about it. And then we've got the Inferno turrets again, that's not really going to hit us. Thank God for these meteorites. Provided really, really nice natural cover there. None of these were here before yesterday. And then we've got the auto mortar, which is obviously going to be a massive pain in the ass. We've got no minimum, no maximum range by the looks of it. Okay, we won't worry about that for the time being then. I'll just make sure they don't wander into the mechanoid area. Yeah, that should keep them out of the mechanoid's range. So you see that it keeps them on the other side of this limestone meteor there. And that just, very, very much just keeps them on the other side of this thing. A nice sort of 6 or 7 block distance there. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and limit everyone to that. Just because I've had it in the past where I've been like, oh, I could probably manually manage that. And then they've always ended up wandering in when someone's died with a meal or something weird and strange like that. I guess we could send Fingers in to deal with it. Seeing as he'd be a relatively safe choice. If we just have him with whatever our longest range weapon is. To be honest, he probably has that already. Just to go and pick off, especially if we stick behind these walls as well, just to pick off the auto mortar, because we could get a direct shot down here, I believe, without this one or this one being able to see us. And then we could lure these two over and obviously deal with the actual ads and then take out the turrets after the fact. We'll worry about that later. For the time being, let's go back up to full health after we have to deal with all those damn donkeys yesterday. You know, I'm also going to get strong arm to butcher quickly. Otherwise, we've got donkeys just in the stockpile there that are going to end up going off. New material. Oh, I should increase the size then. Seeing as that's basically our overflow. We'll do something like that. That's fine. Right, let's get you back on that one. There we are. We've got plenty of resources now. My God, we have a lot of resources. Is there anything else I can make? Like a kebab. What does that do for us? Does it give some sort of different... max satisfied title. Praetors, famous for loving stir-fry, but accountant countess, they need a nice hearty stew. That's ridiculous. Does it give any difference? Oh, I remember someone saying that the stew gave like, right, look at that, there you are. Food effects, consciousness, metabolism, blood filtration, blood pumping. Ah, okay, maybe we should be making shit like stew then, rather than lavish meals. Sure, lavish meals give the bonuses, but if they're getting the work done quicker, getting to recreation faster, in a better mood overall, or just being able to fulfill things faster, they'll be in a better mood overall anyway, because they're not spending so long, say, out in the fields in darkness or anything like that. I'm going to go through all these foods then and just sort of see... What about them? We go pots of stew, rather than lavish meals. We throw in some coffee as well. And then I'll probably increase that so it's a multiple of 12. Hang on. 12. Definitely not a multiple of 12. And then we could always give them some psychite tea as well, given that we've got more than enough psychite to make that happen. So I'll quickly readjust the drinks bills. Must have played with Vegetable Garden Gourmet before then, because I do remember the stew from... I don't remember what the hell mod it was we played in hindsight, what mod pack or what collection that was, but I definitely remember the stew before giving bonuses. I remember the comment section telling me about it. Anyway, the other thing that's been pointed out to me too that I really need to deal with very, very quickly is, A, we need to make a bigger area around the anima tree for two reasons. Number one, obviously, if trees are next to growing zones, they'll chop down the tree to make room for the growing zone. Luckily, it's on disallow sowing, otherwise that would have been chopped down, so thank God I limited that bamboo. Secondly, we need to make sure that there is apparently 20 blocks of room around the tree itself to basically allow the grass to grow. Why don't we give it like that much size? That gives it a really decent zone around it. Now, I actually got around to finishing watching the rest of the video Tynan put up on his channel, showcasing the rest of the features. Again, I've been really busy trying to juggle where the hell I'm going to live within the next 2 weeks. So that's taken a priority, but I found a little bit of time to go and catch up on some old videos that I meant to watch. That was one of them. So I know that there are some really, really good side powers that weren't obviously in previously. Like that bullet shield one looks absolutely incredible. Imagine like a melee character with the ability to lay down bullet shields right in front of him, get behind enemy lines, and then unleash an absolute... Like Sharamus with that last series would have been complete guts of Damarung. So it's a real shame that... I mean, it's not really obviously a real shame they've added it now. I'm really glad they've added it now. I think we'll turn Fingers into our Sidecaster. Now, obviously, we can link with the tree when we have a certain amount of grass. So... And I think Fingers would be the cool one as well, because everyone else has kind of got something going for them, right? So Brrainz is a rat. Somebody told me he was a mouse. He's not. He's a ratkin. Horn is obviously quite literally a demon. You're a bunny girl. Fingers is just a man who can't die. I say that. He's an immortal. I mean, that's way more impressive than just a man who can't die. But I think an immortal Psycaster, because that also means that, say, for example, we make, I don't know, Lamero, the Psycaster. A Ray turns up. He, I don't know... gets hit in a very, very unlucky shot, dead immediately. We've wasted all that time and effort building up the sidecasts. So I think Fingers, we're basically keeping them in the bank, right? So let's go ahead and put a few hours of... I've also probably got plenty of levels to dish out as well. Let's go ahead and cash in on that. We want to give them a few hours of meditation. Should we do that like in the morning? Maybe give them a couple of hours of meditation when they wake up or something like that? So we've got 8 hours of sleep. Then we've got... We'll go 2 hours of meditation for everybody. Apparently anybody can, as long as they've got like a tribal backstory, I think it is. And I think everyone's got that, seeing as we started as a tribal... Actually, I'm not entirely sure. I might be wrong on that. Reclusive child. That is definitely not a... Oh, unlocks nature-focused meditation types natural. I guess that does count then. I like the part in the video as well, where a psychopath was able to go and build meditation in a graveyard. I think that's a really, really cool idea. That gives me kind of some ideas for the future. That's all in Korean. And then what have you got? Vengeful Child also gives natural. Yeah, look, I mean, they're quite clearly Yeah, it is working. Cool. If we really wanted to, we could recruit someone specifically just for sitting at the tree all day, meditating, building up Fingers' power. Like Fingers, someone simping for Fingers. That'd be a really good idea if we got another immortal. Have them basically indirectly feed all their power to Fingers. I think that'd be quite a cool plan. No pressure, but we do need these toilets pretty soon, my friend. Right, I'm going to get him to manually finish this off, seeing as he's too busy. To be fair, the plants are obviously exactly what we need right now, so I'm more than happy for him to do that. But I would rather focus on construction with him, at least while we've only got one builder, right? So let's go ahead and up that, and especially when we've got as much food as we've got as well. So you can construct first, then deconstruct. Maybe I should just up that one. Oh, I should drop repair. What was repair so high? Then harvest and grow. Yeah, I think that's all right. So have him grow, so if we desperately need the food, but then someone has to get around to harvesting, so obviously plants take a long time to rot anyway. I need to expand the freezer. This is not sufficient for the amount of shit that we're going to be bringing into it. And now that we've got electricity with vents, I'm more than happy to do that. Let's go something a little like that. Now, I should also point out, I do plan on the future having an actual town, rather than one big mega building. The mega building is just for our sort of founding members. We're going to build his house, Lamero's house, somewhere around the edge of the ring, but further away from everyone else. I do have some names left over on my Patron names list from last series that I actually never got around to. So I want to give out these names to to some new characters. So the first one on the list, I think this was meant for an orc, bearing in mind that it definitely comes from Lord of the Rings. Oh no, it's just occurred to me. The implication of having this name with a ratkin in our colony. This is an orc from Lord of the Rings, YouTube, before you demonetize me. Shagrat. I'm going to name him now, before I get too attached to his other name. You are now called Shagrat. Shagrat with the hat. That's how we'll remember him. And Brrainz, you just need to stay at least 20 foot away from this man. Oh, you know what? I guess it won't be an issue anyway, because you're a moron. I hate it when they do that. Why do they always do that? Let him out. Another raid. I mean, I'm not complaining, because I want as many people as possible. Let's go see what we are up against. What I'm immediately going to do is also click one of those. Who have we got, then? We have Mickey, Chemical Fascination, Quicksilver, Too Smart, Pretty Nimble, Abrasive. Pretty and Nimble are obviously good. Beautiful, Xenophile, Fisherman. You'll meet my friend Shagrat. We've got Cold Lover, Botanist. Botanist sounds interesting. What is that? I mean, I know what a botanist is. I assumed it would be something like that. Plant, Harvest Yield, plus 20%, what speed plus 25%, that's quite good. Gourmand is obviously incredible, Nervous is not so good. Fast Learner, Sluggish is pretty bad, same with Body Purist. Nature's Blessing, what the hell is that? Oh, some only exude an aura of calm that makes it more approachable. Oh, that's really good. Wow, that is really good. And then we've got you, Nature's Blessing as well. Foreman, Undergrounder. We've got some really good stats. Okay. To be honest, I'll be fine with any of these people. They've all kind of fit a niche. Stats aside, they've all got something going for them there. I said they're going to use sappers to turn around our defenses. That's kind of to be expected when we've got this type of setup. Now, I wonder if we could bait them through the mechanoid area. Let's see if our people can actually get over there in time to stop them. Are they attacking immediately? They seem to be. Yeah, okay. Came in like weird numbers, though. I guess we'll fight them down here a little bit. That way, if they get too close, we can have strong arm flip over to the katana and head over. And what have they got? They've got tribal weaponry? Yeah. Throwing clubs, wooden recurve bows, nothing really to worry about there. Good luck. Okay. This is going to be still potentially deadly, so we need to be a bit more careful. They're going to try and dig through the walls over there, are they? Kill him dead. Take him out, Horn. Oh, there we go. Okay. Bleeding out 13 hours. I'll take it. Bear in mind, we are trying to get prisoners. Now, I'm not going to prioritize taking prisoners over keeping our people alive, but I don't want to... If we can... say, shoot them enough times and then run back until they bleed out, that would definitely be something I would do. Wouldn't normally do that in the previous series, obviously a bit more. I had it described today as cavalier. It would definitely be a bit more cavalier about things. Man, we could get... I need to put down some more sandbags in just other areas of the map, don't I, to provide some more defense. Like, across here would be the ideal place. We basically force these guys now by encouraging them to attack us here through the swamps, which means if there are melee characters, they would have to cross over. Oh, Shagrat. 5 conditioning tending. Stepped up by Rick. Oh, look, they've got stew. Stew bonuses. Oh, that is really good. Wow. That is insanely good. Is there someone not injured that I could see what that's done for us? I mean, yeah, look. That's insane. Gonna use that dead donkey as cover, huh? Should probably haul that. When's it going off? 1.3 days. You can leave a donkey outside for the best part of 3 days, and it won't... I'm not sure about that one, Chief. Have you ever heard of Fly, even? Okay. We seem to be taking a lot of prisoners here. I've got to be careful that we don't accidentally kill the prisoners that are knocked down. Let's see if we can force them to retreat. So we'll open fire on the one that's not... Ooh, Yoshimitsu's getting a bit close. Do you not have a sword you could be spinning on somewhere, my friend? Let's go. Incredible fucking ref. I was going to say Street Fighter then. Soul Calibur. Right, get down here. They're through. They're in my bed. Hey, get out of there. What the hell? Excuse me. Fumiko, digging at bamboo wall, or they just broke through and then wanted to dig through the wall entirely? What a strange tactic. Again, let's... Oh, okay, we need to get closer than this. Otherwise, we're going to stop and start shooting at people who are going to have moved ahead again. Right, let's get there. Strong arm. I think we'll go melee mode with you. Get behind enemy lines, hack them apart. Melee attack, go, get in there. Shagrat, I want you to shoot precisely that person. I want you to turn around and also give them a glow. Strong arm can deal with the ones at the front. There we are, perfect. You now shoot you. Actually, move that way a little bit, if you don't mind. Right, there you go. Shoot. Oh, that person's down anyway. So start firing at those. Let's get Shagrat to move down a little bit more. I think we're good. They might just break through to the bedroom, but not before all their other friends are down, and they're going to bleed out soon anyway, by the looks of it. 5 hours. Who's down? Strong arm's down. Lost in a melee fight. How? Shot with a bow? Gunshot split rifle. Oh, Jesus fingers. I mean, he might. I wouldn't like to comment on that. Let's move you over a little bit and try that again. Good lord. Okay. Now they're smashing the teddy bear. You animals. I think we actually took almost all of them as... Not prisoners, obviously, quite yet. I don't know how many are actually going to survive. Condition need tending. 5 conditions need tending. Start capturing me some people. Bleeding out 15 hours. You need to be tended. You need to be tended. They all need to be tended. Let's rescue our people first. And then whichever of the only survive after that will be alright with. Brrainz is tending to Brrainz. Fine, fair enough. Fingers is on strong arm. Strange thing to say. And then it'll get you tending to... Oh, Fingers is on strong arm as well. In that case, Brrainz, what are you up to right now? Tending to one of the prisoners. Fine, I suppose we might as well tend to one of the prisoners that we've got kicking around right now. And when you're done, let's start capturing some others then. So you grab that one, you grab that one. What are you doing? Cleaning blood. Ah, shit. Did I accidentally hit clean blood rather than capture? My bad. And then the horn. Rather than running a bath, my friend, get us some prisoners. Yes, there we go. There are going to be enough names for everybody this time around. Mark my words. What are you doing? Capture, you weird man. Good lord. Okay, who else we got then? Anyone outside that survived? Satoshi has survived. The others unfortunately have... Oh, Satoshi was just killed by a bear. Well, never mind. Nice knowing you. Let's get the wall repaired then. Hey, that's not too bad. Now imagine that, but with a layer of stone around the whole thing. They wouldn't have got through the first one. Oh, one of them bled out as they were on the operating table. Damn it. So we managed to capture 2 in the end. That's kind of a small amount. I was expecting more than that. A lot of them died just as we were carrying them over, unfortunately. Alright. Let's get the rest of them hauled out the way, then. Oh, I should have checked if they were immortal. Bollocks. Health. Now, bear in mind that some immortals will only become evident after they've resurrected. They themselves might not know they are immortal. So, take this with a pinch of salt. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, so we don't know that any are immortal, but it still doesn't discount the possibility. Oh, no. It's quite far away. If Horn can run fast enough, you know, I'll send people to bail him out. Fingers, you're the only one uninjured, my friend. How's Brrainz at 74% of these fucking hiccups. We're on Horn. Resocialization offer. By Lyrebird wants to join us too. Ah, hello. I mean, why not? Bio? Undergrounder, fisherman, neurotic, straight. Good at mining. We need a good miner. And we can do with a good fisherman. Yeah, and neurotic is obviously a pretty decent trait to get as well. Welcome, Lyrebird. As you will now be known, Ice Wolf. A new name for a new person in a new civilization. Your name is irrelevant, I'm afraid. Where is Horn? You escaped from that warg. It's right there. I think we'll hunt it anyway. I think we'll just kill it dead. Again, to prevent the same thing we saw last time where an animal started hunting our people, we shot it and then... Okay, it's kind of expecting it to do that, but we should be able to kill it before it gets close enough. He says. Wrongly. Thank you. That was close. Does Stew, the other thing I want to check very briefly is, does Stew give a not well-fed, sorry, but count as a lavish meal? Just give them that. It might. Plus 12. Have we got any of the lavish meals? We do have other lavish meals, but if he has the well-fed bonus, I think that Stew not only gives the bonuses, but also counts as a lavish meal for gameplay purposes. There's a thumbnail right there. And bulk goods. Hey, nice. So we do have some... Oh, did she drown in the bath or something? What's wrong with you? What the fuck happened there? Got out of the bath and then collapsed in the bathroom. Okay. Right, so... Oh, shit, she's our social character as well. Damn it. I was going to say we'll send you off to go trade, but I guess we won't in hindsight. We'll give it a little bit of time to get back up on our feet. Right. I'm going to use you for growing, naturally. Harvesting wouldn't be bad as well. Let's put you on, like, 3 on harvest. Oh, no, you're still too bad. I can't risk that. Mining is now your top priority, my friend. The Horn has enough on his plate without worrying about mining, so we'll take him off of that. Everybody I'm going to put on level 4 of quarrying, just as a nice catch-all job. I'm going to up hauling to make up for that. Maybe I should also up cleaning. And then we'll also remove deconstruction from you. No, I'll put a 4-point in it, just so I can manually get them to do it. No, you know what? We'll take that away, because he's got a 1 construction. It's basically going to be his first job all the time anyway. And let's be honest, how frequently are we going to be deconstructing things? Okay, so we've got mining, quarrying is our catch-all job now, so if they really can't clean, haul, whatever, then we'll go on to that. Don't really like cleaning being a tier 2 job, but it essentially is tier 3, we haven't got anything else preceding it there. Research is fine, managing is fine. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. I'm quite happy with some of the recruits we've got. I really like this, I assume this is added by prison labor, the mechanic of being able, or of them offering to join us without having to break resistance or anything. Oh, there's a dead one in there. Get it out. This is anti-war crimes, but it will allow us to commit more war crimes. By adding a teddy bear, it will keep them content, and that means that we can basically make indentured servants out of our prisoners. And that's what I'm all about. Shagrat got an infection. What happened there? Recurve boat. Why has that not been tended? Okay, rescue. No. Oh, he hasn't got a bed. Right. That makes a lot of sense in hindsight. Okay, we'll start working on bedrooms pretty soon. I wanted to be honest, I wanted to work on the external walls, at least to get, like, something down here. But if they're just going to bleed out anyway, like if they're dying like this following raids, I think we owe our people a little bit more than having them sleep wherever the hell they can find room for it. Let's get you tended to immediately then, my friend. Who's our best surgeon? It's Brrainz, right? Yeah, there we go. Get on that as soon as possible. 44%. Not too bad. I think we need to build an actual bedroom for him as soon as possible. Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm thinking, right? Ice Wolf, have him quarry. We need... It would be more efficient, I think, to stone cut, in hindsight. Do we have any blocks? We do have a lot of marble. We got marble, 107 limestone chunks close to this area, 70 marble. What do you think, limestone? I think that'll work. Okay, so we'll put in here a... No, we won't put it in there. That seems like a terrible idea. Although, where else have I got to put it realistically? Fine. We'll put in here an electric stone cutter table. I think that's probably preferable to mining in a quarry. Bear in mind, the quarries are obviously... It really depresses them to work in there. So we'll put down a stone cutting bench in here. And then we'll get them to... Oh, shit, we need to still stealing components. I was going to say we'll get him just churning out a shitload of blocks. We'll build the external wall, and then we'll get a room down as soon as possible. In the meantime, then, we might as well take the risk on it and just build a little house for... Might as well build a little house for the other two anyway. And, again, I want to keep the other bedrooms, besides the founders' rooms. I want to keep the rest all separate. I'm going to say a little bit of a self-enforced rule of 9x9 houses. Bear in mind, they will need a bathroom as well. So, we do need room for a bath, shower, toilet, basin, whatever. I'm also going to make sure they are 3 blocks away from any other building on any side. That way, we should actually get those nice kind of big open streets that we were looking for. That we can have firefights through, use defensively, whatever it takes. Oh, we can't go there. That's kind of our outdoor zone. Put it there, then. How about that? That works pretty well. 9x9, there we are. And this could be like, if we build houses around the central area, this could be like a little bit of a recreation park for them. Put down a few flowers. It'd be quite a nice zone for them to obviously come straight out of their house into. I need to just blueprint out a house that I can copy and paste. How big do I want to make their bathroom? We'll do something like that. And then all we've got to do is find room for, what, like a bath, a basin, and a toilet. Should be plenty of room, I think. Bath. We want a basin. Really, I should build everybody a friggin' toilet, but I keep forgetting. We'll put a basin. Oh, this is going to be a little bit tight for room. Might have to make that slightly larger in hindsight. I'm going to be a bit more careful about doing my blueprint this time around, because with blueprints, you can end up, if you have, because you can have both a wall, a pipe, and a power cable on the same block. If you do that, it'll only copy over one of them, so you will have just an empty, just an empty gap with a pipe in it, or an empty gap with a power cable and a wall in it. So to avoid that, what I'll do is I'll kind of create a system whereby we can have still it fully wired in. So anything that we put in this house now can connect up to that. And the areas that need plumbing in are now plumbed in. And then we'll put down sort of a central line. But I think that works quite well. Let's go ahead and remove this one for the time being. Wait for them to build this. Then we'll blueprint the whole thing over. So I'll go ahead and put down a double bed. I guess we'll put that like there. We'll go for bamboo end table. And again, given that everything's bamboo, it should keep them nice and happy for quite a long time. We go on a wardrobe, kind of like that. And then they can have a nice little teddy bear too, because I'm feeling generous. Got room for something else in there, be that a table for them to like eat their breakfast off of, because they can keep, obviously, meals in their backpack. However we decide to implement that, maybe a little bit of recreation when we get to the modern technology, a computer, something, or just whatever. We've got room for expansion. Well, aware this is all highly, highly flammable as well. Think of it less as highly flammable and more highly replaceable. Bear in mind, we can grow more bamboo than we can use at this stage. So there is never going to be a point where we kind of get to the... Oh, God, I'm going to turn a hall back up. Sod this. We're never going to get to a point where we can't rebuild a house unless they torch the bamboo fields. You know, we'll always keep a consistent amount of bamboo going. But Bringer's going to be bringering the pain. And what's wrong with now? Why are you out of bed? Maybe they tried getting up and then collapsed. They do that on occasion. Gonna fight green. Fingers is gonna get in there and open fire. Nice work. Well, that shut up pretty quickly. Well, they didn't even do damage. Left chest cavity destroyed. I'm still not entirely sure what that means. Does it mean you've just done damage to a part of their chest to the extent that it's just scarred over now? Or like chest cavity without hitting anything vital? I mean, it all tends to be fairly vital around there. Hope floors don't count as acting against the animatry. Because I'm kind of thinking, like, maybe eventually we want to decorate this area. And I'm thinking, like, concentric patterns of different stone types. Or, not even concentric necessarily, but make it look more like a... I was going to say a natural stoneway. But what I mean by that is, like, a well-walked and a well-used stoneway. So some parts of it's maybe cracked, some parts of it with different various flooring. Bear in mind, we've got all these different points. We've got rough, for example. So staggering those between, ironically, the staggered stone tiles will make it look a bit more used, like an actual proper temple. I want to do something with it, but it's a real shame that we can't, like, build pillars around it or anything cool like that. In hindsight, obviously, floors don't count against it, because we've got floors right there. I don't know, maybe wood is separate to... I mean, I feel like a nice wood sort of herringbone floor is a little bit different to a big fuck-off concrete slab. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, okay, we'll use something like that then to make this area look a little nicer. With different sorts of pebbles, too. That's quite interesting. Oh, well. We'll see what we've got, obviously, later on when we've unlocked a few more of those. For the time being, I have forgotten, multiple days in a row now, to build a toilet. So I think I will be... building some toilets. Bamboo toilets? Bamboo toilets. Excellent. Oh, we don't have enough steel. The toilet material itself isn't the issue. I feel like bamboo will be a bit more accommodating than wood, though, if you get my meaning. For the next set of research, I'm thinking we'll go threefold, right? Number one, we'll go for septic tanks. Why septic tanks? That will allow us to then go for sewage sludge composting. Septic tanks, basically, rather than having a sewage system, which is what we need for toilets in hindsight, now that I think about it, but... rather than having a sewage system that, say, dumps it into the river or into the ocean or whatever, we can dump it into a big, tasty vat of slurry. That tasty vat of slurry we can then turn into compost. With that compost, we could then spread it on resource plants. We could grow gold, jade, plasteel. As we found out last series, like, genuinely, we were all the way through the end of that last series, for those of you who hadn't seen it. We had people with all sorts of crazy skills. We had all sorts of bionics. We still didn't have the skill necessary to grow the gold-producing plant or the plasteel-producing plant. I should also point out those plants, you don't just harvest it and get a shitload of plasteel. You then have to process it as well. So we would need to research machining and whatever else, smithing, smelting, whatever that happens to be. So it's not just going to be like Mr. Streamer makes a field with 5,000% fertility and has all the plants he will ever need. We will have to put some effort into this, but it's one of the reasons why I chose such a massive ring there. If we're going to spend all this time and effort researching crazy amounts of plasteel early on, because we don't have access to that fertility or the growing columns or sprinklers or anything, and we won't in this area because, of course, we can't put anything man-made by the tree, we're going to want the biggest area possible. That way, if it gets hit by a blight, okay, sure, we're not going to lose the whole crop. Also need to put down very, very desperately some sort of water tank because they keep having freezing cold baths and it's apparently upsetting him. You think they just wouldn't do it. You think they just wouldn't have freezing cold baths. Have we not got an electric heater yet? Oh, shit. Ugh. I guess we'll put down a log boiler then. To be fair, we've got a lot of bamboo. Now, we can add a work bill to convert bamboo into wood, but I believe it's like a 1-to-4 ratio. It might even be 1-to-8. So 1 wood, obviously, to 8 bamboo. It is very expensive. I think it's actually at the stonecutters table in hindsight. So I guess putting down the electric stonecutters bench will have other benefits besides just allowing us to cut some stone there. Oh, how's Shagrat doing? I should have checked on him. How are you looking? Major? 88% immunity, 69% spread. Nice. To say that I didn't actually check on him at all there and I wasn't being, you know, like waking people up in the middle of the night to come and work on that. That's kind of impressive. What are you doing right now? Putting bamboo wall. Okay, what about this house? There we are. I think it was just taking his time taking apart the floors. We've also got Green. Or the man who was once known as Green will now be known as Jimmy Jimerson, Muffalo Shaman. That's an incredible fucking name. So what are you good at? Oh my god, his last name is Donkey. Great foreman. Sorry, great memory foreman. Okay. Melee, construction. Construction's pretty good. I suppose he would be foreman. Give that. He's gay. That's a classic joke. Right, anyway, we'll make him our colony builder. We'll make him our backup builder. Maybe have him repair until he builds up his building skills so that he can hopefully take over from Horn. Now, Horn has the double passion. This guy's the single passion, but he has that foreman trait that gives him all sorts of speed bonuses and whatever else. So we'll have him work on repair, and then he can hopefully go around and keep everything running decently smoothly, seeing as I don't really want to waste the time of this guy with 15 construction on rebuilding an embrasure that's been shot out, something weird like that. Go ahead and get this steel hauled, because it turns out we have 800 steel just kind of lying around outside, really. So get that moved as soon as possible. What did you just build then? I heard the building noise, but I'm not sure why. Oh, he was delivering resources to the log boiler. Fine. Okay, yeah, to be fair, that's not a terrible idea. Let's also go ahead and expand the freezer, seeing as I expanded the freezer, but then actually didn't expand the freezer. Floors, we need some regular or wooden floor, if you don't mind. We'll go ahead and remove all of this. A vent going from one side of the freezer to the other is just an incredibly big brain play. Oh, shit. Yeah, we need that done as soon as possible. What has this game got in for my fucking... Well, that's gone. What has this game got in for our damn wind pump? That's 2 episodes in a row it's been destroyed. I think let's just allow the original 4 to do the meditation. I feel like thematically it's a lot more appropriate. I feel like the holy field should just be for, if we weren't growing so many crops over here, would just be for the original 4. That could be kind of fun to have this massive area just reserved for our 4 original colony founders. What progress are we looking at to this anima grass as well? 96%, damn it. Can I... Oh, she's just about to come and meditate anyway. How close am I now? 96. Tomorrow we should get our first amount. No, I think it was 20, if I'm not mistaken. 20 anima grass lets you psychically link with the tree and unlock your psychic potential there. I don't believe the ranks, from what I remember watching the video now, the ranks are basically irrelevant to the the actual psychic powers. Like, you don't need a particular level, but the way it was described is that the throne room now acts as a form of meditation, and their psychic powers, the way Tynan phrased it, is kind of like their dignity. You know, they're being empowered by their dignity and their ability to rule over others. It's giving them some like inner strength and their zeal and whatever else. So it seems like they're completely independent now, which is really, really cool, because it means obviously things like this are possible, where we can have an immortal psychic that's not either directly part of the Empire or directly an enemy of the Empire. Because the only way to do it right is kill the Imperials, take their psychic linkers, or go for the deserter quest, which, again, immediately makes you an enemy of the Empire. Luckily, we can end the episode on a high note, or perhaps even a brown note, that being our septic tanks. They are finished, so we can work on... the fertilizer ready for tomorrow, and then we can get working on these resource plants, get those down as soon as possible. That way we can use the quarry basically dedicated for chiseling blocks. I've always said that the quarry is a little bit OP. Now, I get the point of the series was to have OP mods, but we'll use the resource plants, maybe, just always instead, because they are really, really well balanced, and we've got enough OP mods without feeding an absurd amount of resources. Bear in mind, it is also going to be a balancing game. You know, if we use the quarry, end up churning a shitload of gold when we don't need it, end up churning out a shitload of plaster when we don't need it, sits in the stockpile and does nothing but makes the game harder. So, for the time being, we will leave it there. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. It's been pretty productive, I think. We got 3 new people today. Well, technically 2 new people, but one of them got renamed. So that's always nice for them, isn't it? Thank you to... I've said this in the other videos, but I'll just recap on this one. It's currently at 95% on the Patron processing, so clearly something's taking a little bit longer there. However... There are still a few names left on the previous Patreon cycle, so just bear in mind if you've updated or changed anything, it won't be there for, hopefully by tomorrow it should be, but I will update you all on that in the Discord channel. Thank you to Scott, Caden Carter, DKO, Justin Rules, Zazzy7011, Gwen S, Michael Mullen, Rage Dragon, Pelvis Presley, Distorted Triangle, Darthhawk, Boyan Gun, Scorched, Paul, Ninja Trevi, and everyone else, of course, at the Insane Tier Loves on Patreon for making the channel possible in the first place. Big thank you to you guys for keeping us going. Thank you as well to Bungo, Russian Oligarch Billionaire, Blood for the Blood God, Ben Taylor, Mr. Awesome, Volta, Nikki Sticks, Jacob Wolfie, Peanut Gorilla, Callum McLeod, Haji Dumar, Tempe, Joseph Beer, and Jessica Smith, along with everyone else at the Patreon. I guess that works, for their support and keeping the channel going.